Hey, what up, what up? Peace, peace. StereoPHiX 888. I'm the SouthWst Shaman. I am your SouthWst StereoPHiX, and I love y'all. Please like and subscribe for the journey. This is a path of recovery through knowledge of self, creativity, and lifestyle. We're busting out of the box that we live in, y'all. Because they got us in a box, so they got me in a box. On some DMX shit. So, thank you for being here right now, man. Thank you. I'm grateful and I'm enthusiastic because I got some gems for y'all. I got some gems for y'all. And these things come from my studies, in case you're wondering. But anything I say, don't take my word. Check it out for yourself. And also, I just want to say, this is peer support. And I'm not trying to tell anybody what to do. I'm just sharing a part of myself, because by doing that, it's therapy for me. But who knows? If somebody had been there for me 10, 12, 15, 18 years ago, I wouldn't have had to spend all those years, perhaps. It just had to be someone that I could connect with and resonate with, because I didn't have that person at that time. So, we're going to start at the top. At the top of the list, when we're born, our mother goes through contractions. Well, what we're dealing with here, StereoPHiX 888, is not only the physical plane, but the spiritual plane, the unseen. There's a spiritual war going on, man. The war is for your soul, baby. So, when you enter this motherfucker, there are contractions, as in contracts, that are made with the unseen government, if you will, the army of God. Look, there is a scripture, and if you give me a second, I'll tell you. There's a scripture. Hold on. Scripture dealing with how we were bought at a cost.
In 1 Corinthians chapter 6 verses 12 to 20, Paul addressed the issue of sexual immorality, and he concluded his argument by telling the Corinthian church, "You are not your own. You were bought at a price."
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, okay. You were bought at a price, as in during the contractions. Now, that was in Corinthians. In case you need me to run that back. Just run back the video. But yeah, there it is. So, this is why it's so important. Moving on to Proverbs 22:6, it says, train a child in the way he should go. Not as in what you think. Observe. Okay? Because during those formative years, when the child's receiving his format, as a computer would, observe which way he or she should go and train them in that way, because there were contractions that were made, there were contracts that were made. Save them some time, man. Nurture. Water the seed. The child is a seed. There's a Maxie baby dropping in. What's that next one? Flow with what you see. Flow with what you see. And you'd be amazed. And your relationship can blossom too. So, moving on. I've talked about this before, man. The water. Alright? We already know we're 70+% water. Here's the thing, man. If you need the science to back these things up, it's there. So, I'm dealing with the unseen, the spiritual. But what's cool is there's science behind everything too. Science is just struggling to catch up. But what's funny about science is it's usually done with the purpose of disproving something. It's like the basis of it. Let me see if I could disprove this. You know? But yeah, the Bible is science. It's math. It's astronomy. It's all those things, man. How do you think we know about anatomy and whatnot? That's science, right? Okay, so what I want to talk about is the water, because water has 3 forms, and just like steam, you know it's there, and it goes up and it comes back down, just like you and I, going up, coming back down, changing forms. You know it's there, but because it was water, it was ice. You know what I'm saying? So, this is where we're getting into universal law. It can't be bent. These are the way things work. So, universal law deals in hermetic principles. Mentalism, vibration, correspondence, rhythm, polarity, karma, and gender. Okay? What I'm getting at here is the universe will give you what you have, what you already have. So, physically chasing an emotion, a feeling, a state, it's like working against myself if I do that. It's important that I decide the feeling, because that's really what I'm pursuing anyway, and step into that feeling, embody that, embody God, and the universe will give that to me. So if I beg, if I lack, if I'm always in lack, well, that's saying this is what I have, nothing. Therefore you get more nothing. Just reflect back on your using career and think about it. I always worked against myself in my mind. And emotions, the language of God, are energy in motion. So, this is what's deep. This is a gem right here, y'all. Feelings and emotions are not the same. When I was using, straight reactive, and I'm still working on it, because now, just because I'm not using certain drugs doesn't mean that I'm still not dealing with the creature that I created, the persona I created, right? So, just because I feel something doesn't mean I have to stay in it. It's a choice. I can observe it. I am the observer, because those feelings are not me. This is the beautiful thing. I know they're not me because I'm observing them. Whenever you observe something, that's not you. It's the cloud passing by. Look. Reacting versus responding. This is how we deal with this. Emotions, I feel them. I have feelings. I feel this. And then I can respond to it. And respond is the root word in responsibility. And we do these things through love, right? When we're handling responsibility, which gives me joy and peace, which is vibrationally above love in frequency. And even above that is bliss. But it's all about me responding instead of reacting. Because if I react, it's instantaneous. I'm just going off of pure emotion. Energy in motion. It's got me in motion. So, what I want to talk about next is, and I'm jam-packing a lot at you. Jam-packing a lot at you. Higher frequency, right? You're going to hear this a lot as you enter this realm. If you're going to rock with me on this. Higher frequency does not mean that you never get mad, never get upset, never get sad. But what it means is how you deal with the frequent lows, because all things must exist so they can manifest upon themselves. You know what I'm saying? Like light and dark. Just for an immediate example. For one, darkness must exist so the light can be seen. And light must exist so the darkness can manifest upon itself as well. Alright. The opposite of something must exist so it can manifest upon itself. Therefore, the 18 years or whatever amount of years I spent dealing with myself, struggling with myself, fighting myself, had to happen. Because my feeling at this point is, the lower you can go, or the lower you go, the higher you have the ability to transmute yourself into another dimension of yourself. If you choose. Now, don't get me wrong, you can stay in that low frequency if you wish, but it's about how you deal with the frequent lows, because the lows are going to come. They have to. They have to. You can't just have, you know, but you have to pass through it, observing it, understanding that it must happen, and it's actually a segue to something else if you choose how you deal with it. But see, our vibration we send out, we're constantly doing this, and we don't even know it. We're doing magic, yo. It comes back. It's a reflection. Everything in my reality is a reflection of how I felt, how I thought, what I did, all those things. So there's a polarity to things. So in actuality, all is one. They're just different ends of the same spectrum, like male and female. Same thing, just different ends. What you see as skin color and race, different ends of the same color spectrum. Look, this is the biggest gem right here. It's not what you've been taught, it's what you learn. Think about it. I was taught all sorts of things throughout school. It's what I learned that I apply today, that I carry with me. Many things are in my subconscious mind. This is why I study in the morning, because my subconscious mind is still open, because I was in delta mode when I was asleep. So right before you fall asleep and when you wake up, you're in that same mode. Therefore, be aware of what you have going on around you when you're asleep or tired, sleepy, because it could be affecting you on a subconscious level. So if you fall asleep with the TV on, with a bunch of those weird infomercials talking about disease and all that stuff, like, I can't have that. I can't have that going into my mind. No, I ain't gonna have it. I'm not gonna have it. So, it's not what you've been taught, it's what you learn. And we continue to learn. I continue to learn. It was once I started to learn again that I was able to begin a path of recovery. Because only thing I was learning, or the only thing I saw before was skills to be a worker. You know, or I must go learn this so I can do this job or something. When in actuality, the only knowledge that you can ever really gain is knowledge itself. And learning the etymology and gaining the ability to discern the Bible is like the ultimate. It's the basic instructions before leaving Earth. Look, it's not how much you have, but what you do with it. This is another lesson I had to learn. I always thought, oh, I need to make more. If I just had more, I could do this. I could stay high. I could do whatever. It don't matter how much I had. And if I had more, I probably would have died. So here I am. But now it's what you do with what you have. It's what I do with what I have. It's what I do with what I have. And what matters is what I do honorable? Do I do it with integrity? And do I have to hide it from anybody? Because look, man, getting clean, like I said, there's still echoes of that person. Even though I had a funeral for that motherfucker, like one of the roots of my addiction, I'm gonna get real with y'all right now, is stealing shit and the inability to control sexual energy. Because those two things are passages back to using. But I didn't understand that for a long time, that if I'm doing those things, I'm still being a fiend. I'm still acting like the animal self. I'm still thinking with my lower self instead of my higher self. Because those are satisfying attachments to worldly things on the physical plane. So I have to check myself, man. But therefore, the universe is giving me only what I have. I'm stealing shit. That's signaling, oh, I don't have. Alright, so you ain't gonna have, motherfucker. But if I flip it, no matter what I have, it's what I do with it. Because you can make a lot happen with a little bit. Little bit it. And am I doing it honorably? Am I doing it with integrity? And do I have to hide it from anybody? Because I could appear one way on the outside and behind the scenes. But you know what? This is why they say God always sees, and you can never hide from the eye of the Most High, because you are the eye of the Most High. So wherever you see, God sees. The universe sees. And the universe is alive, my friend. Very alive. Alive. So, the polarity, man. Matthew 6:33 and John 3:27 are dealing with things being added on to you once you step into the Spirit. Once you align the heart and the brain. The mind is the combination of the heart and the brain, because they both think. The brain is electric and the heart is magnetic. That's why what you feel, you attract. Emotion, energy, emotion, the language of God. What you feel, you attract. So if you feel a certain way about yourself, and you wonder why those surrounding you are a certain way, well, there it is. Be like water, my friends. Water can record information on a molecular level. Well, so can you. And I said this in the video I just did yesterday, but none of the technology we have is not an imitation of the greatest piece of technology, which is you and I. Especially, what they call them, interdimensional computing systems or something like that. Transdimensional computers. What do you think? Alright, look. When I was a dope fiend, that was a dimension of me. One dimension, but I exist in all dimensions of myself at all times. So, all it is for me to decide which dimension I want to be and step into that. So once I finally figured out that I could be whoever I want to be and that I can change, because I thought that it was rigid and you can't change who you are and all that. Once I just found that out, or decided it for myself, because I can assign value or definition to anything I want, and then it no longer has power over me. Those things from before, because I preside over everything in my life as God would do. And what's important here is that changing and all that stuff, it's a choice. Search yourself. What do you really want? I had to decide what I really wanted, and what was my life going to look like. And then the biggest thing is, how does that person behave? Therefore, that must be how I need to be. What advice should I give myself? We're all multidimensional. Don't get it twisted, man. Don't get it twisted. Like, we can transcend this. The narrative that had been given to me was one that where I saw it was like a dead end, and I didn't see any inspiration, But here's the beautiful thing, man. Once I came to understand the power of words, which is something I've wielded for years as a lyricist. Well, I came to understand it. Man, it goes further than that power, because all the words, like the words in the English language, right? There's power behind them. Especially since there's like meanings behind them that are deeper than the meanings that we may understand. There are origins of words. And when you speak or spell, it's spelling. It's casting a spell. And knowing that I won't see something until I know what it is, or have a word for it, and it can make a sound to address it, that I'll overlook it. So, knowledge truly is power. Knowledge of self is the ultimate. I love y'all, man. I'm about to sign off this thing. Appreciate it. Like and subscribe, yo. Share it around. Share these words around. Got music coming. Got some dope music coming. Got some art coming. And some plant designs. And it's StereoPHiX 888. We got it all, baby. We got it all. Peace, yo. Peace.